Lauri Markanen is the most coveted player in the entire NBA right now, with over 20 teams having shown interest in trading for him recently, dude. That's 20. Yes, 20. 2/3 of the league. Hi, yes I know math. Lauri Markanen is the most popular man in the entire NBA. Everybody wants a piece of him. He's the current Sydney Sweeney of the NBA.
She is very gorgeous to me.
While practically everyone is fiending over Lauri Sweeney, the Utah Jazz themselves may not be willing to move him, as noted by the trades they have recently rejected, according to reports. But welcome to the Dirty Bucket, where today we will dive in deep regarding these Lauri Markanen trade rumors and whether the Jazz should actually trade him or not. So if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe and all that jazz. Hi, I like some corn. But yes, let's get on with the video. So after the NBA season ended, Jazz CEO Danny Ainge said the following: "I think it's clear that Lauri Markanen is a pretty good player. We love him. We'd like to have him around. I think that our objective is to find a player or two, and we're ready to roll. We're ready to go big game hunting, and that hasn't happened in the last 2 years." So Danny Ainge, reportedly, according to my sources, dude, actually tried to trade for Mikal Bridges recently, pairing him up with Lauri Markanen, and then with the plans of trying to tempt Paul George to come to Salt Lake City. But obviously all of that was rejected because, you know, Mikal Bridges went to the Knicks and Paul George got tempted all the way to the city of brotherly love. Obviously they did that to try to create their own big three, but let's be honest, ladies and gentlemen, that would have been mid three. Lauri Markanen is too good right now in his current stage of his career. Paul George, I mean, respect the podcast P, playoff P, apparently he calls himself playoff P. He's not playoff P. They would have been in NBA purgatory, dude. Let's be honest. Like, you know, I don't know what's going on with the Utah Jazz. You know what I mean? Like, maybe they got to tune their trumpets a bit more or a bit less, because they would have been mid in the mighty, mighty West. The Jazz have a bright future. I'm jealous. I'm a Wizards fan. I'm jealous whether they keep Lauri or whether they trade him, because they have all those first round picks, Danny Ainge drafting at the helm. But you know, there is a lot of reasons why everybody wants a piece of Lauri. You know what I mean? First off, he's good. he's pretty good. You know, I'm sorry, all-star talent. Excuse me, all-star starter last year. Should have been an all-star this year, but you know what? Who am I? Won the NBA's most improved player last year. Put the entire NBA on notice last year. You know what I mean? He also won the NBA's most luscious hair last year, narrowly beating out Jimmy Butler. He's often forgotten. Maybe it's because he's in a small market. I mean, Utah's a beautiful place. Never been there, just seen mountains and coyotes or whatever hell. But like, I mean, let's just look at the stats. In his first season with the Jazz, he averaged 25.6 points, 8.6 rebounds, 1.9 assists, while shooting a remarkable 50% from the field, 39% from the three, and 87% from the free throw line. He then backed up that remarkable season with the season that just ended with 23.2 points, 8.2 rebounds, 2 assists, while shooting 48% from the field, 40% from the three, 90% from the free throw line, and he's 27, just entering his prime. The Finnish big man is also a volume 3-point shooter who holds a career 37.5% from the three on 6.6 attempts. Those numbers are justified, ladies and gentlemen. Many of you guys know, some of you guys know, he's entering the final year of his contract of his 4-year, $67.5 million contract. That, at one point, was the best contract in the league. Obviously now, he's going to be due for a max. He's not selling for anything less than a max. And you know, rightfully so, let him get paid, you know what I mean? But also, that also notes that whichever team trades for Lauri is gonna have to give him a max contract, which, I mean, this should be no problem, dude. When you date a supermodel, you toss her a supermax contract, dude, and then you maybe pick up a weekend shift at Arby's, dude. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter, baby. You won. But with that in mind, there are 3 teams that are standing out from the rest of the pack for Lauri's services. Those being the Warriors, the Spurs, and the Kings. I found this piece on ESPN that says a lot about the Spurs' interest in the big man services, the Finnish big man services.
Dude is ready to make an All-NBA team immediately, and he's young enough where we're not going all in on a player that's too far out of Wembanyama's timeline. I could see the rubber meeting the road at Devin Vassell.
Dude, makes sense. Yeah, the Jazz are not gonna settle, dude. Everybody keeps saying they know they got a supermodel in their hands. So currently, as it stands, what we do know is this: Golden State is right now particularly aggressive towards trying to get Lauri services. Ainge is apparently willing to listen, but Utah right now can't talk contract extension with Markkanen until August 6th. So let's see if a trade is done before then. Because the way it's looking like, it would take a Godfather offer to acquire Lauri's services. But obviously, if the Jazz trade him, you know what I mean, they can go back to tanking. Tanking in this upcoming stellar NBA draft in which they can acquire a mega talent and the top picks of the draft. Another reason that could entail the Jazz to trade Lauri is that Utah owes the 2025 first-round pick to the Oklahoma City Thunder. But that is top 10 protected. So if the Jazz end up being number 11, that pick will go to the Oklahoma City Thunder. A number 11 in a mega strong draft is super high value, and I'm pretty sure the Jazz will not want to trade that pick. So if they trade Lauri, that could ensure them they could get a top 10 pick in this upcoming draft. But also, like stated in the video, the Jazz also have a buttload of draft picks coming up from all the Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert trades. So are the Jazz really trading him? You know what I mean? I don't know, dude. You know what I mean? I'm just a freaking buffoon from Maryland, but it's a clusterfuck right now. I mean, if I was a Jazz fan, I would be torn. Lauri's a great player. You don't come around those great players every so often, dude. But after scouring the internet, because I don't have nothing to do but scour, I like scouring, I come out with these sources, reputable sources, about the current state of the Lauri affairs, the Sweeney affairs. On one note, apparently, according to Utah beat writer Tony Jones of The Athletic, the Sacramento Kings, Warriors, and Spurs all have substantial offers on the table to trade for Lauri Markanen. Then, on the opposite side of the spectrum, the Kings apparently had a deal in place. They were really close to a deal with the Utah Jazz for Lauri recently. But the Jazz backed out and needed some time to reevaluate, needed some time to think, needed to be alone. This isn't just a Danny Ainge decision. This is also an ownership call. Trading a beloved star, Jazz fans love this kid, and rightfully so. I mean, he's a megastar talent in my opinion. But trading him would make a huge pivot in the direction of their franchise. But it could also be the right draft, as recently stated, with guys like Cooper Flagg at the top of the head of the draft. I think the base for a Lauri Markanen trade, to get equal value, 4 first-round picks, unprotected first-round picks, no condoms on the picks, please. That's what will get me to listen. 4 unprotected, no condom first-round picks, and then we go on from there. Whoever trades for him is going to give him that max contract, and usually lowers the value of the said traded player. So the fact that he's still going that high from multiple teams just shows how the NBA currently values Lauri Markanen.
This is the prototype big in the NBA. Every team would love to have. You can play him at center. He can shoot a 3. He can dribble, and he athletic.
I think he's worth all those picks. Markanen is a stud. In my opinion, a number 2 player on a contending team. Just put him in a big market, dude. Just wait. Just watch what would happen. Like, people need to take this man seriously. You know what I mean? I don't know what it is. I think it's just a small market in Utah. But, like, you know, and also probably because he looks like he signs his autographs with a feather pen, dude. But he's a mega talent. And his hair alone, that's all. Like, I would just trade for a piece of his hair. You know what I mean? Like, I read a rumor that if a Spanish girl stares at his hair for longer than 12 seconds, she'll get pregnant, dude. But going back to the trade rumors, the Kings and the package that they would offer, I mean, they would have to give up Keegan Murray in such deal. Keegan Murray, who's a young asset, and also future draft picks. You know, the Spurs, they would have to include in Devin Vassell and also future draft picks. But let's just give Lauri his flowers, and let's just please say his name right. Lauri, not Lauri. Lauri. Don't be a dumb dick like me, dude. I know I have a lisp. But it's Lauri Markanen, according to my research, according to my report, dude. But yeah, let me know in the comments, Jazz fans, if I have any Jazz fan subscribers. I don't think I do, but you know, would you trade Lauri The hopes of landing a top tier talent in the next draft? Or would you keep him, knowing that you already have 16 first round draft picks coming your way? But yes, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. I can't say that enough. Until the next report, peace, y'all.